Hey guys, this is Miss Mindy from Galindo Elementary, and today we're going to be making cake. The materials that you are going to need is a cake pop stick or a lollipop stick, 1 cup of water, half a cup of oil, 3 whole eggs, a container of icing, doesn't matter the flavor, 1 bowl to mix together all the cake mix, wax paper or parchment paper, candy melts, sprinkles for toppings, and a pizza tray or a regular square tray. So the first step that you're going to do is take your cake box that you're going to be using to make these and remove the cake mix, and we're going to pour it into the bowl as our first step. Once you've completed this, just hang tight for step 2. Step 2, we are going to put 3 of the eggs into the bowl. So you're going to crack it first and then make sure you don't get the shell inside the mixture, but you just want the egg yolk in. So once that is finished, you are going to pour your 1 cup of water into the mix. And then with another measuring cup, you're going to pour half of a cup of vegetable oil. Next, you are going to get your mixture and mix all of the wet and dry ingredients on medium speed for 2 minutes. So you're going to place your mixer in and put it on medium speed for 2 minutes until there isn't any more mix. You are going to pour the mixture into the pan. So what we're going to do next is, once you have your cake and it's already cooled down, you're going to remove it from the wax paper. And place it in the bowl that you will be mixing with your hands. So once you have it in the bowl, you're going to break it up. So make sure that your hands are washed. And when washing, you wash them for about 20 seconds. You are going to break up the cake into very, very thin crumbles. So once you have it in little pieces, you are going to crumble it to be very, very, very fine. So it'll just look like crumbs. So don't be afraid to get in there and make sure you get every little piece of cake crumbled. It can get a little messy, so make sure you do have a big enough bowl. Alright, so now that you've got your cake crumbled, we're going to go wash our hands really quickly, so I'll be right back. Alright, so it should look like this, all crumbled up when you're finished, once the mixture. So I put my hair up. If you have long hair, put it up, just because this part with the frosting is where it gets really messy. So our next step is we're going to open up our icing. And we are going to start off with just 2 tablespoons, just a regular tablespoon. And then we'll leave it at that for right now. It's just based off of the measurements that you want, and basically we just want to end up with a Play-Doh consistency. So as long as it looks like Play-Doh, that's fine. If you like a lot of icing, go ahead. You can start off anywhere from 2 cups. You can start anywhere from 2 tablespoons to a half a cup for starters, and then just go based off of the texture of your cake. So as you can see, it's already kind of getting a little messy. We're just going to keep mixing it till it becomes like Play-Doh consistency. And you want to make sure the cake is thoroughly mixed. That way you aren't missing any pieces. So this technique is kneading. So if you've ever made bread or cinnamon rolls, you've had to knead the dough before. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're kneading the cake to form the Play-Doh consistency. And what this does is it removes all the air pockets out of your cake to make sure that you get that solid bowl, to make sure you get that solid ball form. So you can already kind of see like it's becoming like Play-Doh. So just based off of the cake size you use, if you use the long rectangular cake for what they call a sheet cake, those start off with about half the cake and then use the other half if you would like to make more. So the way you know that your cake is ready to be formed into balls is once you start seeing it get removed from your hand. So I'm going to take the 1 tablespoon measuring cup to scoop out just 1 tablespoon of dough. So it should look like that. And then you're going to get it in your hand. So really good texture to make sure that you get that ball form is you're going to cuff your hands together and just roll it. Roll it around. And then you should form a little ball. So once we have our dough ready, we are then going to get our pizza tray or a cake tray, whichever you prefer. And we are going to get a strip of wax paper, and we are going to layer that on top of the pan. That way we can place our cake balls on them. So while we're rolling, once you get the ball form and you are satisfied with the way it looks, you are then just going to let it sit for a minute. And you want to make sure that there's not really that many cracks. That way when you put the popsicle stick in, or the lollipop stick in, whichever you prefer to call it, it won't crack the cake ball. And then you're just going to place it on the wax paper to chill. So next what we are going to do is you are going to get your lollipop stick and you're going to dip it in just about like half an inch or so and just tap off the excess candy melt. That way it's a thin coated layer. Next, what you are going to do is you are going to take one of the cake balls and insert it about halfway through that cake ball with the icing on the stick. So once you get the cake pop on the stick, we're going to put it on the side in a little stand to chill. So now what you're going to do is you are going to then coat the cake pop. Once you're done, you're going to let it stand and chill. Now, once it's already set for a little bit, you are going to take your sprinkles and you are just going to sprinkle them directly onto the cake pop. But be careful just because it was a little messy.